Hey, get in my way and try to block me, I'ma show aggression. Slide on your block like Danny Glover with a lethal weapon.
So hey guys, welcome to another video. And in today's video, I'm doing yet again another Windbreaker character analysis, because I pretty much love these analysis videos. And also it's gonna be over Vinny, one of my all-time favorite Windbreaker characters. Is gonna go over his backstory and everything about him. So without further ado, let's get to the video. So let's begin off with Vinny's childhood, because that's where I feel like everything started, from the bullying to the fire that happened. So pretty much Vinny was born with heterochromia, which is sort of like a condition where you have two different eye colors. And for him, he had red and a blue eye. Now, despite this being cool, he pretty much was bullied most of his childhood just for being different. It even continuing on past his childhood. Vinny was pretty much bullied up until his late teens, which he still continued to get judged by it and everything else. Now, as a child, he would not only get bullied, but he was very shy into himself, so he did little to nothing about it. Until one day he met Minu, which Minu, as we know now, is a member of the Windbreaker crew, which is the current crew that he's in. But before then, this is when he first met Minu. Now, thanks to Minu saving him, he decided to join the Zephyrus crew, which was a crew that Minu formed, and he sort of became the co-leader of this crew. Now, fast back a little back before that, when he was getting bullied in school, he really never did nothing about it, never really defend himself, until one day he decided, to outlash on everybody, and he just became very angry since then. Now, one day something happened to where there was a fire in his school, and as a result, his mother burned her face trying to save him. And ever since then, it just made his problems 10 times worse. And it sort of fractured his way that he felt about society, to where he was angry all the time, upset all the time, trying to hurt people all the time. And he sort of just became like this bad guy. The only thing that didn't keep him from going off edge, growing up from a kid to around a teenager and stuff, was the fact that he was in the Zephyrus crew. And also his mother. But one day he decided to stop by at his mother's job to help her and check on her when she was mopping the floor, and a customer was yelling at her and stuff, and pretty much complaining the whole time, yelling at her, calling her names. And his mother was trying to tell her that it was okay. And he decided to get a broom and try to whack the lady with it, but accidentally hit his mother. Now, as a result of him hitting his mother, she had severe liver damage to the point of where she had to get surgery, a liver transplant. And this was pretty bad because the liver transplant costed 40 to 50 million won, which is like a lot of money in Korea. Now, for pretty much the majority of the series, he was subtle to himself, not trying to mess with anyone. He was sort of an antagonist, a good racer. He was an enemy of the Hummingbird crew. He was all against them. He was mean towards them, rude towards them. And despite Minu, the leader of the Zephyrus crew, or the ex-leader, being close to Vinny, as time went on, they sort of drifted apart. Vinny started smoking cigarettes. But then he finally decided to join the Hummingbird crew when he found out how much his mother's medical bill cost. And the only way to help her was by joining the League of Street Race competition. So that pretty much was his motivation. Racing for money so that he could, if they win in first place, he could help his mother pay for her medical bills and pay them all off. And ever since he joined the crew, he quit smoking, he got a job, Him and Mainu are close again. They're all friends. He was sort of like that missing link to the crew. And not only that, but he's a good racer. Now, going on from his backstory, a lot of skills that he have is his bike is pretty unique. Instead of using a cycling bike like everyone else in the competition uses, he uses a BMX bike, which is very weightless, agile, and quick. And he's the only one in a series who I've seen jump in order to move across the street and dodge things, which makes him very agile, very quick, very weightless with his weightless bike. And also he can jump over obstacles. An example of this is during the competition when they have to go through an obstacle course or a track that represents a construction site in a street. And even though there were pipes on the floor and a street road and like pipes everywhere, due to his bike being weightless and pretty much made for BMX, which is like street stuff, he was able to hop over the obstacle course with ease, being an ace in a hole into winning them that round in the race. Not only is his bike weightless, but he's also, of course, agile with doing tricks and different sort of stunts. Another example of this is when the crew was running away from the cops after getting into a street fight, and he was able to hop over the stairs using his bike, while the other riders who were chasing him on bikes didn't have a BMX bike, so they had failed. Now, not only is he a great member of the crew, I feel like he's one of my favorite characters because of his tragic backstory and how much he went from being what everyone thought of as a terrible person who had this condition to where he was a freak into someone great who not only proved everyone wrong, but also cleaned himself up. Despite what people think about him, he still stays to himself, still does his own thing, but now he's a little more team oriented, even though ultimately he's a loner. So yeah, that is Vinny Hung, his sort of racing style and his background. And thanks for watching.